episode of our discussion, and today we'll be discussing about one of the most important issues in our community, preferably in our barangays. This refers to the waste collection and segregation. So this morning, or today, I will be sharing to you the provisions of Republic Act number 9003, or otherwise known as an act providing for an ecological solid waste management program, creating the necessary institutional mechanisms and incentives, and declaring certain acts providing penalties rather, and appropriating funds therefore and for other purposes. So, what is this provision? What is this Republic Act all about? So, solid waste management or solid waste is one of the most crucial problems in our community today, preferably in the barangay levels. So, the Republic Act or RA 9003 aims to ensure the protection of public health and environment. Let me read to you some of the contents of the Republic Act for our personal awareness and for us to be also educated and informed about this policy that is circulating in our country, because this was approved or this was signed into law way back in 2000, meaning it's already 20 years since the law has been enacted and has been promulgated in our local communities here in the Philippines. For our friends who are living abroad, this is also a very good awareness for all of you the moment that you come back home. So at least you have a clearer understanding on these policies regarding the implementation of the government in terms of waste collection, segregation, disposal, and recycling. So also, the law aims to ensure the proper segregation, collection, transport, storage, treatment, and disposal of solid waste through the formulation and adoption of the best environmental practice in ecological waste management in excluding incineration. Excluding incineration. Anong ibig sabihin yan? So, mahigpit na ipinagbabawal sa batas na ito ang pagsusunog ng anumang bagay sa ating kapaligiran. So for the information of our constituents, our citizens, our netizens, so mahigpit na ipinagbawal sa batas na ito ang pagsusunog. Even burning of dried leaves in your backyard. No, there is a corresponding penalty about that. Why I am discussing this with you purposely is because it has been observed that our communities now have been littered with wastes anywhere. Kung saan-saan kayo pupunta, makikita nyo ang tambak na mga basura na nakaimbak kahit saan-saan sa ating kapaligiran. And it is an eyesore for all of us. Our government is trying to implement and look for measures on how to clean our environment by implementing faithfully, religiously, and seriously the law. So, sa bawat pamahalaan natin, sa bawat bayan at mga syudad, meron tayong local Environmental and Natural Resources Office. Sa mga bayan, tinatawag natin yung MENRO. Sa mga syudad, tinatawag natin yung SENRO. So ano ba ang mga role ng bawat isa? This office is looking at the regulation or implementing the regulation on the proper observance of the Republic Act 9003 in our barangays. Part of our barangay task is to look after the practices of the people in terms of waste disposal. So, kadalasan, makikita natin na may mga tambak na mga basura na nakaimbak sa ating kapaligiran kahit saan-saan, even in corners, even in front of your doorsteps. There are people who are putting their waste right in your doorstep, so hoping that that will be the pick-up area or the pick-up zone. Our government, our local government units are through the office of the punong barangays are trying to look at the proper ways and methods as part of their plan in identifying the collection zone, no, the collection area where the waste will be stored before our garbage compactors will collect them every day. So, hindi naman ibig sabihin na yung pamahalaan natin ay hindi nagbigay ng tamang suporta sa ating mga ginagawa, no? Yung sa atin lang, kulang tayo ng cooperation. So I am hoping that through this awareness, yung lahat na nakikinig at nanonood, no, sa ginagawa kong Facebook Live awareness program ay makakuha ng bit of information on how to at least implement and follow this rule and this law in your respective households. There are things that we are going to follow. These are the following. Number 1, waste segregation. Ano tong waste segregation? Dapat isegregate natin yung mga basura natin as to the following. Number 1 is biodegradable. Biodegradable ang yung uri ng mga basura na mabubulok, no? Yung wala nang silbi. Nung talagang i-dispose na natin. Ilagay natin 'yan sa isang can or bin na may label na biodegradable o mabubulok. In the Visayan language, malata. So, this type of wastes are considered nuisance in our environment in as much as they generate foul odors. We will not be very happy if we could see these types of waste littered around our environment. So talagang nakapagbibigay ng sakit ng ulo, no, sa lahat ng mga tao. Second type of waste, yung non-biodegradable. The non-biodegradable falls into 2 types. Yung mga non-biodegradable na magagamit pa at yung mga non-biodegradable na dapat i-dispose na sa mga junk shops, no? Example, yung mga bote ng mineral water, bote ng mga juice, yung mga bote ng mga wines, no? Dapat i-dispose na yan. Huwag yan itambak sa bahay nyo. Pagbabahayan niya ng mga ipis at mga kulisap dyan. No? Dapat meron kayong separate bin na mapaglagyan ng non-biodegradable. Yung local government units natin, yung mga barangays natin ay meron namang mga schedule kung kailan kukolektahin ang mga uri na basura na ganito. Dito sa Danau City, yung collection natin sa mga non-biodegradables fall every Monday and Thursday. Okay? So, yung mga recyclables naman, yung mga pwede pang gagamitin, take for instance, yung mga bote ng mineral waters, pwede namang i-convert yan into mga vegetable pots, no? Lagyan nyo ng soil at saka tamnan nyo ng mga vegetables, no? That can be a source of augmenting our livelihood. This one way also to implement backyard gardening in our homes. So, pag wala kayong space, pwede namang ihang nyo ang recycled bottles of mineral waters na nilagyan nyo ng soil at saka, let the vegetable grow in there. At saka at the right time, magagamit nyo yan. You can use that. Okay? Another type of waste na dapat nating malaman ay yung mga waste na special wastes. Ano ba ito? Yung face mask na ginagamit natin araw-araw, dapat yan i-dispose. I-dispose yan, no? And that falls under non-biodegradable. Hindi yan nabubulok. Okay? If you know, may plastic yan. No? May component. If you are going to examine the product, you can see how the mask is being made, no? What are the materials being used? Okay, so the special ways I'm talking about, my dear friends, include yung mga paints, yung mga hindi na ginagamit na mga paints, nung tinatambak na nyo sa isang sulok ng bahay nyo. These are considered hazardous. Hazardous waste must be disposed of properly. Dito sa Danao City, ang schedule ng pagkokolekta namin dyan is every 30th of the month. Every 30th of the month. In our barangay, we tried to strengthen our solid waste management practices in order to maintain a healthy environment and to really give fresh air in our environment. In my barangay in Poblacion, I am strictly imposing through barangay ordinances, along with the city ordinances, the implementation of the solid waste management program in our local government, in our locality. So, yung sa akin lang, siguro, please do your share in your respective barangay. Dapat makikibaka tayo sa lahat ng programa ng ating barangay. Huwag nating hintayin na ang barangay mag-i-initiate sa paglinis ng kapaligiran natin. It's only for our own safety, preferably on health. This is one way also to boost our immune system. Yung malinis na kapaligiran, nakaka-boost ng immune system yan. Huwag nating iasa sa ating mga punong barangay kung ano mang mga small things, mga small na bagay na kaya nating gawin sa ating mga households. No? Kasi sa experience ko, nakakatanggap ako ng mga text messages, mga chat messages na calling my attention kung hindi ba namin kukunin yung nakatambak na mga basura. Yung order ko, based sa aming barangay and city ordinances, we will never collect unsegregated wastes. Unsegregated waste. Dapat sa isang bahay, merong iba't ibang uri ng sisidlan. Merong iba't ibang uri ng bin. Biodegradable, non-biodegradable, yung biodegradable na ma-recycle pa, at mga non-biodegradable na pwedeng ibenta. Yung ginagawa ko sa barangay namin, let me share with you our best practice. I called or I convened our solid waste management board or council in our barangay. Sino-sino ang mga miyembro or mga kalahok ng Solid Waste Management Council? This includes mga sectoral representatives, including the religious group, yung business sector, no, yung mga non-government organizations, yung mga fraternity groups, no. We call their attention, we call their representatives in order to attend to our meeting, and we are giving them the guidelines in our barangay kung paano natin gagawin ang pag-iimplementar ng 9003 Republic Act as mandated by our government, no? Alright. So, yung ginagawa namin, we call the operators of junk shops. No, we tried to coordinate with them. We asked them some procedures on how to accommodate people who wanted to sell non-biodegradable materials na pwede nilang magkakapera naman sila. This one way also to augment their economic situation. Hindi sa lahat ng panahon na nakasalalay ang ayuda dyan sa barangay. we can find ways on how to improve our economic situation. Remember that economy now is affected by the pandemic. Dapat gagawa tayo ng mga paraan upang mabubuhay tayo. Yung makapagbigay tayo ng suporta at ayuda sa ating mga family members. Yon ay isa sa mga very good suggestion na gagawin natin. So, sa pamamagitan ng pagsisegregate ng mga waste, magkakapera tayo. May kasabihan, may pera sa basura. Okay? May pera sa basura. So, meron tayong mga pagkakataon na malinis talaga at malilinis natin ang ating kapaligiran sa pamamagitan ng our own contribution. Again, my dear friends, this Republic Act is very important. Let me read to you some of the important provisions of the Republic Act. In as much as I don't memorize all the contents, I'm just picking up some of the special features. All right? Section 10 of Republic Act 9003 states the role of local government units in solid waste management. Allow me to read, okay? Segregation and collection of solid waste shall be conducted at the barangay level, specifically for biodegradable, compostable, and reusable wastes, provided that the collection of non-recyclable materials and special waste shall be the responsibility of the municipality and the city. Ito yung sinasabi ko kanina. No, yung barangay may sariling paraan sa pagkokolekta ng ating mga solid waste. Yung biodegradable at mga compostable at reusable, ang barangay ang nagkokolekta dyan. Yung mga special waste naman, yung city at municipal naman ang nagkokolekta. In some of our barangays, wala naman tayong ganong mga equipment like mga dump truck, mga heavy equipments na magagamit natin sa paglinis sa ating kapaligiran. Dapat magko-coordinate naman tayo sa ating municipal level or city level, no? They are just waiting for our request, no? Magpapadala sila ng mga payloaders, mga heavy equipment na lilinisin yung tambak-tambak ng basura, yung mountain or piles of garbage na naging mountain na, no, sa paningin natin at saka nakakasira sa ating kapaligiran at eyesore talaga. Dito sa barangay namin, gumagawa kami ng mga paraan kung namin ma-improve ang pagkolekta ng basura namin. Kaya we collected our waste every day. Sana sa mga barangay natin, kasi sa buong kapuluan ito, ang direktibang ito, ang batas na ito ay ginagamit sa buong kapuluan, no? Sa buong archipelago ng Pilipinas. Hindi lamang dito sa barangay namin, kundi sa buong Pilipinas. Kaya nga, dapat nating mapagtuunan ng pansin ang proper education, no, and dissemination of this information. Through this live coverage, through this live lecture, I hope that you can share this also in your communities. Not only in our barangays, but also in our workplace. Dapat sa workplace natin, we will practice waste segregation. Dito sa office namin sa barangay, bumili ako ng mga recycle bins or mga trash bins. At yung bawat office, I provided them with different trash bins for them to segregate their waste. That's our order. We will not collect all unsegregated waste. Hindi namin kokolektahin yan. Kahit saan kayo magrereklamo, no? So we encourage you even to complain. Raise your complaints to the higher level so that we can attend to the request and we can address this problem and we can issue citation to the violators. Remember, there are citations, no? There are penalties corresponding the law, corresponding the ordinances issued by your local government unit. No, pag nagba-violate kayo, may corresponding payment yan at saka may corresponding imprisonment. Pag hindi naman kayo religiously following the order, bigyan kayo ng due process, at saka after that, yun na, no? There will be full force on the implementation of the law. Our utmost concern is to really address this problem in our localities, yung basura, no? Talaga I really don't love the seeing the garbage littered anywhere, no? That's why tinuturuan naman tayo in schools, no, how to collect properly our waste, how to dispose them properly. Sana i-apply naman natin sa totoong buhay. Hindi naman ibig sabihin na yung pagkatuto natin sa aklat lang 'yan. Hindi 'yan, it's not resting in our mind. We have to translate that into our heart and into action. What we learn in schools, what we learn from formal education, non-formal education, and informal education shall be translated into practice. So, sa ganung paraan, talagang maganda yung management ng bawat local government units natin, no? Sana nakapagbibigay naman ako ng a little bit of information to all of us, to our netizens, to our citizens, especially to our brothers and sisters and friends who are already living abroad, because the Philippine setting has a different kind of law, no, in your respective places where you are currently living now. But come to think about it, that we are all Filipinos, and you can share also a bit of information by calling the attention of your relatives left behind here in this country, in the Philippines, to really inform them also to follow religiously all the laws of the government. No, our Philippine government has multitudes of republic acts, rules, laws, no? That we don't know what these laws are and how to follow them properly. Dito sa barangay level, we tried to collectively implement the laws ordered to us by all the agencies. This is a combined enforcement of the implemented laws and ordinances and orders of different agencies. Okay? So meron silang mga memorandum circulars, may mga joint circulars, no? May nag-joint circular nag-issue yung DOH, yung DILG, yung DENR. So combine that together, they come up with a joint memorandum order, GMO, na yun ang sinusunod natin. We try to filter, no? We try to filter all these laws and we implemented this in our end so that may malalaman naman tayo, may matutunan naman tayo. Kasi pag darating yung panahon na you will be issued a citation, then sasabihin nyo, anong violation ko? Ba't ako inisyuhan ng citation ticket? Ba't ako inisyahan nito? Okay? So, dapat malalaman natin kung ano ang batas. May saying tayo, ignorance of the law excuses no one. No? And no one, remember, is above the law. We have to follow. We have to follow because that is our role being productive citizens of this country. So, I hope, yung sa solid waste management lang, no, yun lang ang appeal ko. This is my sincere appeal to all of the listeners, to all of the netizens. Okay? Alright. So, sana, yung little time na ibinigay nyo sa lecture na to or awareness na to, makapagbibigay o makapagdulot ng malaking transformation sa ating community. So I am thanking all of you for sharing your time with me, and I hope this could help all of us, no? All of us being citizens of this productive nation. So, sulong Pilipinas. So, we have to move onward, no? Mabuhay tayong mga Filipino. Good day, everyone.